condolences to Mixu. Again, it was a very intense, very fast series. We're spawning in the bottom right corner of Vermeer. We have the Teal Zerg player. We have the Brood War Zerg representing Weibo Gaming. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Vermeer, we do have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss, the SE2 Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. Here we go. And welcome one all to Vermeer. Vermeer is a 4-player spawn map on MaNa. He scouts SHIN immediately. The probe does move in, confirms the drone, confirms SHIN's location, and even forces the unnatural natural. Nice moves here out of MaNa. Very nice moves. Again, SHIN, if you can see here, he has 2 pings, top right and bottom left, so he's aware that his opponent is at one of the 2 locations. MaNa, likewise, he was aware that SHIN was either top left or bottom right. Now, as you can see, when it comes to the minimap, when it comes to these pings, the way this works here, yes, Vermeer is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in any of the 4 locations, but when you load into the game, here, specifically in StarCraft Evolution, one of the locations is eliminated. So SHIN, he knows MaNa is not top left. He knows that he's not top left, so it does eliminate one of the possible locations. Does eliminate. Does make it a little bit easier to scout on 4-player maps. As SHIN does have a bit of a rocky start. The probe is still here. The probe is still making sure there's no expansion. MaNa just being as annoying as possible. We'll see if he goes to the pylon. Ooh, it does. It does go for the pylon. The probe. Can he get away? Oh my god, the jukes. Does pull away. Does survive. Shields are regenerating, and the probe will escape. And SHIN going hatch gas pool. And MaNa settling in. And we'll see if MaNa does it open up with a Reaver, with a Robo. Does he go for a Robo opener? Does he go Twilight Council? Where are we heading? Right, of course, SE2 Protoss. Sorry, my brain was elsewhere. So we should be seeing a Stargate opener, Stargate into a 3rd base. Typically, that's what we're getting. But if you remember, we saw a very unique build out of MaNa last time. What did MaNa go for against Mixu? He went for a Stargate opener into a Forge on 2 bases into a 2-base charge all in. I'm sorry, I say against Mixu. It was against, let me just double check. Yeah, it was against Mixu. So we'll see if he goes for that here. Especially because we have close spawns. We have vertical spawns. Meanwhile, Hydra is on the way. SHIN getting into Ling Hydra. This time, no Muta play. MaNa attempting to scout with the Adept. Let's get into the main. Sees the gases, and it looks like he will not confirm the attack. Yeah, barely not. Adept does get away. He sees additional gases. He sees no lair. Technically, there could be a lair at the fringe location at the 3rd base. Oh, that's a unique visual. Okay. Let's see if our Hydra upgrades on the way. And yep, there it is, early Forge and Twilight Council. So if you remember, I just brought up a build that MaNa did against Mixer earlier today. It was Stargate opener into Forge, into early +1, into Twilight Council, into Charge. So this looks like a 2-base charge move out, and this can hit very hard. As I'm assuming it's the same build. I'm making that assumption. Yep, there it is, +1 in Charge. So the same build once again. Now the reason why this works wonders here in this matchup, as Sage Trap goes, oh, gets a good portion of the mineral line. Nice start here for MaNa. But the reason why this works really well is because what is the counter to Zealots? What is the counter to Charge Lots? Well, in StarCraft 2, Ling Bane, right? The Banelings specifically. Banelings can shut this down. Otherwise, Roach Ravager also can fare well in high numbers against this charge kind of timing. But what does Brutal Zerg not have? Roaches and Banelings, right? There's no Roaches, no Banelings. It's purely Ling Hydra to defend. Basically, what SHIN needs is he needs to determine what's happening, he needs to scout and figure out what's going on, and he needs stack defense. Ideally, some sunken colonies would be ideal here to defend, to survive. Otherwise, it can be a very, very difficult defense and very difficult hold. Thankfully, SHIN, he isn't over-droning. You can see here, he's not droning up his third base completely. He's investing and making Ling Hydra first. So he's not being too greedy. Even the natural isn't fully saturated. Half saturation here, half saturation here. SHIN's playing safe. As SHIN, we do hide these Zealots. Oh, yeah, Zealots are now revealed, and now he knows. Yeah, now he knows what's going on. Zealots are moving out across the map. SHIN, he fully walls off. A very nice reaction, very nice scout. Again, if he was unaware, this would be completely open, but he's getting ready. So SHIN, he's getting ready. He's fully walling up, and SHIN, he should be able to hold. He should be able to defend. I say that the wall is not broken. I'll say peel off in towards that natural. Ooh, they give him some of the Hydras. 1, 2 Hydras going down. Drones are vulnerable. But SHIN holds. Yeah, SHIN, he does hold. So I'll say catching reinforcements. Nice movement here by MaNa. Nice movement as he gets into the mineral line. Scoring for the economy. And this is brutal. Now, what's scary here, this should not have happened. That's 5 drones going down. Doesn't sound like a lot. But remember something important, the drone count isn't high. Remember, the drone count was low to begin with to make all these Hydras to be safe, and now there's barely any economy. Now we're down to 35 workers, a brutal economy here for SHIN. Ay, ay, ay. He lost far too much, and it feels like he's being forced into an all-in. Yeah, he is. He's not droning. Yeah, SHIN, he's not droning. He's going 2-base all-in. I say 2-base all-in. This is like 1.5 base all-in. Like, there's barely any saturation going on. Here we go. It's all or nothing. Army gets spotted. Storm is almost done. The Storm will be done in time. And we'll see if SHIN can break the natural up against 3 High Templar with Storm. Now, I feel like in this kind of game state, it's a hard call to make. It might be wise to give up on the third. I'm referring to MaNa in his defense here. We'll see how he does approach this. Here come the High Templar, here come the Storms. But he doesn't really have much support for his army. Storms are coming in. Storms, he will lose 1 High Templar. He lost the Storm. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. The Storms, they land. GG, he does shut down the army, and MaNa takes game number 1. Whew. Ay, ay, ay. I shouldn't have doubted. I shouldn't have doubted the Storms, Fatty. GG. I was a little bit concerned that MaNa didn't have enough Zealots to protect the High Templar, but the Storms were solid. GG, well played. MaNa takes a lead. MaNa does take a lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Again, SHIN, he forced himself into an all-in. I say forced himself. There were 2 things that happened there. One, SHIN, he wasn't making drones to begin with, but he also lost a bunch of workers in that defense, which meant that there was no kind of longevity to SHIN. He had to commit then and there. He was forced into the all-in. It's possible he wanted to go into an all-in to begin with, but he had a weakened all-in because he had a worse economy. And here we go. We're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if SHIN can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. As spawning on the right side, on the bottom side of Purity and Industry, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the Brood War Protoss representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is MaNa. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. Chat lurkers. Lurkers are not a response to Zealots. To make it clear, the timing of MaNa hits before lurker tech, which is why SimCity is crucial. And again, SHIN, he responded well. He responded well with his SimCity. He responded well initially. It was just during the defense that he was caught off guard and caught with his pants down. So again, side defense, SimCity. It's kind of what you want to go for. And SHIN, he handled himself well initially. So MaNa does perk in. Does force the unnatural natural. Guys, MaNa just going for a standard opener. And welcome on all to Period in Industry. This is a Legacy of the Void map, of course, has been revitalized for StarCraft Evolution. We have an island base, which I don't think I've ever seen taken specifically in SC Evo. Well, actually, I might have seen like a Terran float over, maybe. I think I've seen it taken like once or twice. Like once or twice sort of thing. SHIN is going for a very early third. Oh, okay. Very early third base here from SHIN. We'll expand. And we'll see where our players take us. Now that MaNa's playing Brood War, it is very common. Yep, Robo opener. This should be for a Reaver drop. So we're expecting Reaver drop play. Now, Reaver drops can be a little bit awkward here just because of the slow zones. There are a plethora of slow zones in between the bases. The rush distance by air is very short, but the slow zones can complicate things. So MaNa has to be very wary of those slow zones, bearing in mind that SHIN does have anti-air with his queens, so he does have something here to counteract said shuttle play. Early, very early Roach Warren, so early third base, early Roach Warren SHIN. It looks like he's going for an early push. You can see here he's not pulling out of gas. He's not pulling out of gas. Link speed, stays in gas, hyper aggression here, early aggression from SHIN. And it's going to be a tough hold here for MaNa. I mean, again, MaNa's blind. In a way, so is SHIN. SHIN is not fully aware, but you can make the assumption here. Like, again, this build is just so common, so prevalent in the meta. Roaches are amassing. Defensively, our Reaver is going to be enough, maybe. If there's enough support. But we're still waiting for the bait. And the problem here is that if SHIN attacks as MaNa's across the map, remember, there's no recall. So SHIN, he might be able to break the natural and just end the game. He could just end the game with this. Here comes the army. SHIN is rallying. Expanding at the island base. Let's go. Let's go for the expand. Love to see it. But right now, again, he only has one gateway. Remember, MaNa, he's skipping gateways. He's skipping production. His second gateway is just not finishing up. MaNa, he's about to expand. Now is not the time because an all-in is coming his way. And MaNa, he just has no idea. He has no idea. The pants are caught down. No shield battery either. And SHIN, he's going for the kill. He's looking to tie up the series. Looking to tie things up. Scrap shot goes off. Oof. Connects with some Zerglings. The army does get in. Looking to depower everything here as that does not trust his pylon. And pylon goes down. Gateways are depowered. And this is all there is left. One Reaver and two Dragoons. I mean, hey, the Reaver shots are looking solid. Okay. The Reaver shots are looking solid. Ooh. Connects with the Ravager. That's a lot of probe kills, though. Now, a couple of things. One, MaNa holds. MaNa, he holds on. The Reaver was the backbone of the army. He does hold, he does defend. And even though he lost a lot of workers, fun fact, SHIN is down in drones. Like, SHIN, he's down in economy because this is an all-in. Oh, the wall. Oh, God, the wall's not a wall. Yeah, the wall's not a wall. Lings, they get to surround. Ay. If this was fully wall off, then maybe MaNa can survive, but never mind. As he will lose everything. Dragoons go down. That should not have happened. The wall should have been secure. Oof. As these are expensive trades here from MaNa. Losing more workers in the main. There we go. Now we see a full wall. And MaNa, he was down to 30 workers, now down to 15. Losing 25 and now down to 15 workers. Ay. No third expansion. And this should be game-ending damage. Like, this should be too much. I say that, can we deal some equivalent damage? Can we deal equivalent damage? With that Reaver getting very low. Oh. Lings are going down. The boys are being pulled. Oh, God, losing all the drones. And there is still a queen left. There's still a queen remaining. One of the Reavers is very low. Oh, God. but does pop off, and with 2 Reavers, can MaNa win the game? Oh no, they stack! They stacked 22! Shit! He stacked up the boys! 24 drone kills, oh no! MaNa, he takes the lead. MaNa takes the lead. SHIN, not like this. The Reaver drops are popping off. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, ooh, as MaNa miscontrol. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol. Both Reavers go down. That should not have happened. Some miscontrol out of MaNa. And with that, I mean, SHIN, we're getting scrappy. We're getting very scrappy. Very scrappy back. Ay, ay, ay. Now coming into, yeah, GG. GG gets called as SHIN. He took too much damage. He has nothing behind this. There's no tech behind this. There's no lair. There's no upgrades. MaNa had stabilized, and GG. MaNa takes a 2-0 lead. Crazy. A crazy comeback. The power of the Reaver. But also, I will say that SHIN, he, in a way, like, over-microed against it. I'm referring specifically to the main. Remember, that Reaver shot went off and we had 24 drone kills. That was insane. That was 19 drones going down to the main. Because remember, 5 drones went down to the natural. It's 24 in total. And it was SHIN that stacked. Remember, he pulled away his drones to pull away from the Reaver, but the scrap had already locked on, and he stacked his own drones, and he lost everything. He lost everything as a result. So again, some miss-micro or some over-micro there from SHIN is punished, and MaNa, he might just win it here and now. He might just claim the series and make it through. One more game is all that MaNa needs. Oh boy. As we're getting into game number 3, we're going to be loading into MaNa. Whew, okay. We're loading into MaNa here. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of MaNa, we have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the Brood War Protoss. We have the Blue Protoss representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-0. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the SE2 Zerg representing Weibo Gaming. It is SHIN. Go. Yeah, settling in. And hello, the SHIN, he does move out across the map, and we are looking to block here. I say block. A little bit more sinister. There we go. Here comes the hatchery. Here comes the drone. Yeah, hatchery's going to be thrown down and will block the natural. Will disrupt the opener of MaNa. Just catching up in the YouTube chats. Just quickly catching up. How long has Sage been back? I heard 2 months. Yes, I want to say like around a month and a half to 2 months. Like around that time is how long Tage has been back. But again, just to reiterate, he's only back for StarCraft Evolution. This is StarCraft 1 with SE2 units. Haven't played SE2 during some of the expansions. If you're sorry, quickly, just to quickly kind of run down to this. This is a mod. This is a mod that features Brood War versus SE2. So it's not like SHIN has access to Brood War units. That is not the case. And MaNa doesn't have access to SE2 units. Specifically, it's Brood War versus SE2. Here we go. MaNa forced to go for a 2-gate opener, forced to respect and to respond to this hatchery. SHIN forced to take the unnatural natural as there was a pro block. So a little bit of a shaky, little bit of a messy start here, but SHIN, he is delaying the economy of MaNa, and it looks like he may even let the hatchery finish, just to maybe get a queen, spread creep, and delay even further. And it will finish. Yeah, the hatchery does complete. Now he can start to make a queen. We'll see if he does. Looks like he's not opting for the queen. But again, MaNa going for the robo, going for Reaver drops. So Reaver drop opener here out of MaNa. But stuck on one base. Is stuck on one base. Typically, how you would react to this is that you pull the boys. You pull the boys to focus down the hatchery before it's built. to force the cancel to be able to expand. Look at MaNa more interested in not expanding but taking up. So here comes the shuttle, here comes the bay, here comes the eventual Reaver. So again, it is on the horizon. Shin for now is droning, checking Shin's vision. He didn't see.
Time to raise your APM.
God damn it, Diva. But Shin, he didn't scout. Now, he can make the assumption, just because, again, this is just very common, this is very standard, it's very meta, so you can't just assume it's going to be Reaver drop coming his way. But the queen count is quite low. 2, soon to be 3 queens. And once again, there's a lot of potential with this Reaver drop. Ooh, as MaNa, he can move out with this. Okay. Shin, he's massing up his lings, going for the Zolnaga tower. Ideally, he will spot the move out. Here comes the first Reaver. We have shuttle speed on the way. Gravitic drive. Here comes a Reaver. Dragoons get spotted. The lings are going to engage with the Dragoons, but here comes a Reaver. Yeah, Reaver Scarab Shot going to be going off. Takes out one ling. Yeah, just the one. Ooh, more lings going down. And more lings going down, and the Dragoons, they should be saved. One of them getting low. Nice control. Yeah, nice control. Lings get shut down, and back at them what they have to defend. What is it to defend here? We have a couple of queens, 0 Zerglings left. They're on the way. MaNa, he's pushing out. And it all comes down to the Scarab shots. If they connect with the lings, then MaNa can break this third. He can break the expansion. Gets a queen. Gets a queen. 1 Dragoon should fall. Oh, the control though. Oh god. There we go. 1 Dragoon finally goes down, but there's not enough lings. Yeah, there's not enough Zerglings here. He barely gets a second Dragoon. But alas, every queen has fallen. The lings have fallen as well, and he has to evacuate. He has to get the hell out of here. You can see the Reaver. He wants those drones. Oh, does want the drones. Ooh, goes to the queen. And with that, Shin holds. Whew, Shin, he does hold on. Did cost himself a lot of Zerglings here, but he saves the expansion. He saves the mineral line. Oh, the lings they're clumping. The lings do clump. MaNa's still pushing. Oh no! Oh my god. Brutal connections. As we barely... do we get one more shot off? We do. One more shot goes off. Yeah, MaNa, he can just turn and fight. He can turn and fight. And remember, this is all done with 1 Reaver. Now he has a second Reaver full of HP and full of Scarabs. And the Reavers are ready. They're stocked up. Pure Ling Queen defense, this should not hold. Like, Shin, he's being overwhelmed. He's being overwhelmed here. Again, he's heavily reliant on these Zerglings. You don't want to waste Scarab shots. Ooh, massive connections. Yeah, the connections are brutal. Lings are going down. The shuttle's getting very low. Oh, the queen, he wants the shuttle. Oh god, doesn't connect. Shuttle survives, and Shin is being broken. Wow, no back and forth here. I was hoping for a back and forth. Brutal connections. GG gets called, and MaNa, he will overwhelm. He will claim the series 3-0, and he will advance on to the playoffs. GG. GG, well played, congratulations here as Shin, he does tap out. MaNa will claim the series. Again, Ling Kui defense is brutal against Dragoon Reaver, as you saw. Now, there are ways to micro against this. We even saw so in previous matches and previous games. Whenever a Scarab Shot goes off, it does target a unit, but the target is a visual effect, so you can try to pull away the Scarab Shot, but we saw that Shin, he, for the most part, was just collapsing in, and he was losing so many Zerglings. We saw that MaNa was trading so efficiently against that army, and he was just shutting Shin down. He was shutting him down. Likewise, Shin, his queen production was delayed, as a reminder, winding it back, because of the unnatural natural, and because of the hatchery across the map. The queen count was very low. It was a very low queen count, so that was also kind of a factor when it came to that defense. Also did impact that defense, and Again, the scarab shots were brutal. Very efficient trades there from MaNa, and with that, MaNa claims it, does take it, and SHIN is out of StarCraft Evolution. Now, this doesn't bode well for Zerg players. Remember, I would say that SHIN, he is the best Zerg player in SE Evo. He's #1 Zerg player in SE Evo. He does not make the playoffs. He fails here in the round of 16, which means, just like in SE2, we're probably going to see a lot of Protoss and Terran. Just like StarCraft 2, papi. Oh, God. We're probably going to see an abundance of Protoss and Terran representation instead, as we have both Tasia and MaNa making it through. They do make it through here, as we can just catch up on the rest of the bracket. Here we go. We have the rest of the bracket here. We do have Tasia. Tasia, he was the first to make it through. He took down SHIN. He took down MaNa to make it through into the playoffs in first place. Very impressive play there from Tasia. And then, of course, we had MaNa taking down SHIN to make it through as well alongside Tasia. Let's go. Let us go. To make it through. 3-point is sick. 3-point, he is going to be the other Zerg player. I mean, I would say the 3-point is top 2 Zerg alongside SHIN. True. I would say he's top 2 alongside SHIN. So he's going to be kind of like the next Zerg hope to have some Zerg representation in the next round. But we'll see. We'll see if that is going to be the case. Regardless, congratulations to both MaNa and Tasia for making it through. And of course, tomorrow we're going to be back with Group B. That is going to be concluding our broadcast for the morning. If you want a glimpse as to what is going to be featured in Group B, we're going to be featuring Kiwian and Byun, 2 Korean Terran players. And we're also going to be featuring Gumiho and 3-point. So 3 Terrans and 1 Zerg. Ooh, 3-point. His ZvT is going to be put to the test. Best of luck to 3-point, as he is surrounded by Terran. Now, the thing about tomorrow's group is we're going to start showcasing players that don't play StarCraft Evolution. There are a couple of invited players, inviting Korean players that don't really play much SE Evo. I'm referring to Gumiho, Rogue, and Cure. Gumiho, Rogue, and Cure, they do not play a lot of they don't play StarCraft Evolution, so for the most part they're heavily reliant on their SE2 skills more so than their Brood War skills. So that is going to be something to bear in mind, and that might be a weak point for them. Based on what we saw in the score results of the round of 28, we saw that Gumiho, he was playing and relying on his Brood War Terran a little bit more than the others, but Rogue and Cure, they were heavily reliant on just playing SE2 instead, and it did carry them through the group stage, through the initial groups. But this is group stage 2, of course, so we'll be featuring that tomorrow. A lot of TVTs, a lot of TVZs, that'll be tomorrow, of course, in tomorrow's broadcast. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, always a blast to cover some SE Evo. And bam, as you can see, this is our current weekly schedule. As you can see, we have 2 casts a day every single day. Wednesday, we only have 1 broadcast in the morning. But you can see StarCraft Evolution, morning of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. This time, for those 4 days of the week, we have SE Evo. You can see that currently Saturday and Sunday are empty. That is empty temporarily, I should say. Soon to be announced. There should be broadcasts over the weekend, but the event itself hasn't been officially publicly confirmed, so we're not gonna. Right now it's empty. Expect it to be full. Expect it to be full. We'll just confirm, of course. We'll confirm over the weekend. In the coming days, most likely, we'll be updating the graphic with the upcoming broadcast schedule. So don't worry. So if you see this, you might be thinking, yo, is he taking the weekend off? No weekend off. There's going to be casting over the weekend, just to be announced casting over the weekend. Otherwise, again, StarCraft Evolution for most of the week. We have Wardy TV Monday later on tonight. So again, this was the first of 2 broadcasts today. Wardy TV Monday, that's at 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 9 p.m. AEST. That is in 8.5 hours. In 8 hours and 30 minutes, this channel is going to be live once again with not StarCraft Evolution, with StarCraft 2. With StarCraft 2, with Wardy TV Mondays, that's a weekly open tournament. Likewise, we also have OC King of the Hill, the Pondcast, Little League Cup, and Pegasus Cup as well. And again, to be announced events over the weekend. To be announced. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate the support as always, and again, we'll see you guys either in 8.5 hours for tonight's broadcast, or we'll see you tomorrow at in less than 24 hours, in around like 21 hours, in around 21 hours time. We'll see you tomorrow for some more SC Evolution. We'll see you then. We'll see you then for some more casting. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to. Let's go. Who's live? Who is live? Let's have a look here. Patches is live. Adobe Kenobi. Draconics. True. We might just give some love to Draconics. He's our boy. Tempted. Pig, he's streaming. Mechabellum. Nina has a lot of viewers. Typically, we try to raid smaller streamers. But we'll see. We'll find someone to send everyone over to, so give them some love, give them some support. Otherwise, again, you can see our schedule. If you want to watch some more StarCraft, if you see something that you like here, but if you can't watch it live, say maybe you're going to be busy with work tomorrow, maybe you want to watch some more SC Evo, but you can't watch it live, or maybe you want to watch some more TV Monday, but you can't watch it live either, then hey, check out our socials. Check us out on YouTube specifically. Again, we are live on YouTube on a daily basis. We stream to YouTube and to Twitch and to TikTok and to Kick and to Facebook. And VODs are stored on YouTube. The VODs are all on YouTube. We upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so there's plenty of content on YouTube. So if you miss something live on Twitch, bam, you can watch it on YouTube instead. And watch it. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao. Papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.